Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be going over the wax I warmed and melted the past 2.5 weeks to 3 weeks. I don't warm wax every single day just because I like to warm my wax during off-peak electrical hours, Monday through Friday, that is after 9 p.m. I believe, and on the weekend, so Saturday and Sunday, that is all day. So I mainly burn candles and then during off-peak electrical hours, I warm my wax. So I don't have a lot. All the wax to the right of the candle, I used it in the Scentsy warmer that Emily gifted to me. And then the big 22-ounce Yankee candle, I warmed that in my candle crock that I purchased from Boscov's. So let's go on to the wax. So I do have some retail vendor small business wax. But the first one that I warmed was from Emily, the candle nurse. This is her scent Forgotten Cherry. Fragrance notes: bitter almond, black cherry, cherry liqueur, jasmine sambac, vanilla, tonka bean, clove, cedar, patchouli, and vetiver. Pour date June 4th, 2024. And hers is a soy wax blend. I really enjoy that Emily has all the fragrance notes listed as well as the pour date. So I kind of know how long I need to let it cure for. So this one is good to go. I used the whole entire bag, so I did measure out each of her samples and they're just under 1 ounce. So I believe this one was like 0.7 or 0.8 versus before. I know the first time that I warmed her wax, I think I just used 1 cube. I believe that was X's Lemon Dream. That one performed well. However, I think adding the second cube would have made it more intense. So with this one, I put 2. I was a bit worried because this was during the time that we had company visiting and my mom was staying in my room. And she's very picky, so she likes more florals, perfumey scents, more elevated scents. And I thought all my wax is pretty much like fruity and or gourmand. So I remembered Emily's wax, at least in my opinion, it smells very expensive. So I thought, ooh, let me try this one. And yeah, my mom liked it. No complaints from her. I do think it's a good depiction of Tom Ford Lost Cherry. Granted, I've mainly smelled the dupes, so I do have the one from Mimic as well as, I believe, an Arabian dupe for it, but that one doesn't last too long. So the only scent notes that I don't really get from Emily's wax is that for some of the dupes, I get more of like the wood notes, and this one I get more emphasis on the cherry, like the cherry liqueur and stuff, without smelling synthetic or fake or like too fruity. So it still reminds me of like a perfume, or it would be really good if Emily were to ever do like body care or like lotion or perfumes. I would really enjoy it because, for example, I think the Mimic one, it has too much of that wood note in the dry down, and Emily's wax was really good. So anyways, I really enjoy it. I would purchase this. However, I have a lot that I purchased the first time that I need to get through, but this would be one after I finish all like the foodie scents, this would be one that I would repurchase, and I really enjoyed it. Next wax, we have a pretty old one from Walmart. This is the ScentSational brand, cereal cake. So if you notice right there, the date was April 13th, 2023. Fragrance notes, I did put it with my Dino label: white cake, mango, raspberry, sugarcane, creamy vanilla frosting. So with this one, I just used 1 cube and it was good to go. This one, I remember that my AC wasn't working, I think during this time, and I was really worried about forming a negative scent association with whatever I was warming or melting. So I smelled this one and I thought, oh, I don't really care for it too much, so let me go ahead and melt this one, because if I don't like it, I don't mind if I like form a bad association with the scent. And this one I remember was very intense initially. So ScentSational wax typically lasts at least like 2 days in my wax warmer, even if I just use one. Here's how it looks like. So if you can see right here, I think I was debating putting the second wax in, but I thought, oh no, this is just a bit too much and like very high hot temperatures. So with this one, it smells like very fake artificial store-bought cake with like a little bit of fruit added in. I can't say that I get the mango and raspberry too much. I know that there is a little bit of fruit in here, but I mainly just get that, yeah, that artificial white or yellow cake with the very hard frosting that you would, like the frosting on the cakes that you would get at like Albertsons, Bonds, you know, any grocery store last minute type of birthday cake. So yeah, this one, it's like okay, but I don't really care for it too much because of that artificial fake note that it's just a bit unpleasant. I pick it up a little bit too much. I would like it a bit more if it was I don't know how you'd make it more realistic, or if I could blend this with maybe a more fruity scent to tone down that frosting cake note that I didn't really care for. But yeah, so far, this is one of my older waxes, so I'm going to try to finish this up. But one cube at a time, it'll probably take me a little bit of time. So this one, I would say the strength was awesome. It was maybe like medium high, but I think that if you're a person who's sensitive to smells, I love very intense, strong smells. So I think if I didn't, this would have given me a headache just because of that like cloying scent in the air. But it didn't. But anyways, I just don't really care for it. So I would not repurchase this one. All right, next one. I believe this was the next one in line. So I got this wax from Emily from her 250 subscriber giveaway. And she is now at 500 plus subscribers. Congratulations to Emily. So this is from Scentsy. Cake Me to Paradise, fragrance notes, sweet cake with juicy orange rum. Oh, Orange Island rum. So this one, I think I used two because I wanted something more intense. It has this pretty pale pink wax color. Oh my gosh, and this one is such a nice scent. If I had a Scentsy club, I think I would put this in my Scentsy club. Well, then again, I haven't really smelled a lot of Scentsy scents. Wow, that's a lot of scent in one word or one sentence, but yeah, this one just smells like a very tropical, almost like of a juicy tropical starburst, like when you open up a starburst bag, or maybe even tropical citrus. Yeah, I really love this. And I remember that this one wasn't as strong as Emily's Forgotten Cherry or the ScentSational one, but it was very nice in my room. I feel like it was very pleasant. I'd give it like a low medium and stuff, but this one did last me up until the second day. And I think I warmed this on a Sunday. So I think I tried warming the remainder of it on Monday. And I could smell it, but it had to be like closer to it. So I think this would be one to warm if you want to extend it onto the second day, if you're like reading a book or if you have your wax melter next to your workstation. But yeah, really enjoy this one. I'm so happy that Emily included this one because I just based off of scent notes, I wouldn't think that I would like it because I know there's cake, but then there's also like this like tropical feel going on. So versus the ScentSational one where it does have a cake note as well as some fruits. This one smells super artificial. No, this one smells super artificial and like not a yummy type of way versus this one. I kind of want to eat whatever, if there was a candy that smelled like this. So yeah, highly recommend this one. Okay, next one, we have a small business wax. This is from Angela over at Bootsnmascara. She also has her own Etsy shop where she does wax melts. And I believe she started off small, but this was the one that caught my eye. This one is Cherry Almond Pie. So she doesn't have the scent notes and or the pour date. It's a little bit hard to add it on. I have to go to my order history and I have my dyno label, so I included it. So this one was poured either June or July 2024. Again, her wax is a soy paraffin blend. Scent notes to Cherry Almond Pie read Sweet Cherry Almond Flaky Pie Crust. All right, so this one, low-key, side note, I think I was her first customer. But anyways, this is how her wax looks like. Yeah, so I really enjoyed this wax because on cold, it smells basically about the same as it does warming. I think it is a bit stronger though on cold. And I did use 2 wax cubes. So for me, this lasted, I want to say, a full day. I don't think it lasted 2 days. But yeah, I got more of the almond while warming versus on cold. I get a little bit more of the pie crust. I mean, it is almond heavy or almond forward, but I get the pie crust a bit more. And I wish that would also translate while I'm warming it. Granted, I do get it, but I just want it a little bit more. And then also the cherry note while I'm warming it, it kind of tones down a bit, but it still smells nice. On a side note, one thing I want to note is that when I remove my wax, how I tend to do it is I use that method where you like turn on your warmer for maybe like a minute or two. It like heats up the bottom wax and then you kind of like push your finger to get the wax off. Angela's wax is very soft. Like when I read soy paraffin, I thought it'd be a little bit more like, I don't know, like ScentSational, Scentsy, but it's very soft, almost like how some coconut waxes are. So I can really do some like damage with this. If I were to just scratch it, it would be, it's pretty soft is what I'm trying to say. So with this one, I think in order to remove the wax from the wax plate, I think it'd be a better method would be to use like the freezer method trick. or I'd have to just get more cotton balls. Typically, I don't soak up my wax by using a bunch of cotton balls. I kind of just pluck it out. But anyways, that's that. So here we have my favorite scent from Yankee Candle. I think I should have finished or like emptied out their inventory when I saw this at Big Lots. So this is an older scent. Let me see. I think it's maybe from 2022. Yeah, this one is from, it says 22, meaning that it was poured or made in 2022. This is Pink Jasmine and Vanilla. I just love the scent of Pink Jasmine. I think it's a lot sweeter, more delicate, and yet like a little bit deeper than the regular white jasmine. This isn't an herbal jasmine. It is a floral, but it's like a pretty floral. It almost has this perfumey aspect, and I think the vanilla adds that added sweetness to it. So this one, I tried burning it and it just was giving me nothing. So I put this under my candle lamp. Oh, sorry, I didn't use my candle crock. I used my candle lamp. So about 1.5 to 2 inches got heated up. There are some of the wax oils at the top, and this smells divine. When I went to the Disney store, there was a jasmine, like a Princess Jasmine candle. Oh, I should have purchased it because it reminded me so much of this candle, but I thought, no, Big Lots is going to have another sale, and then Big Lots never had a sale, and then someone else, I guess, loved this fragrance and bought them out. But I did not pay $8.97. I paid half of that because there was an additional 50% off of clearance. I feel like this is one of those instances where I immediately regretted my decision not to purchase. But anyways, highly recommend the scent. I love Pink Jasmine. I need to try to find some more vendors or retailers that have that scent note because I mainly just see regular jasmine. Anyways, love the scent, highly recommend it. Okay, final wax that I have here is from a small business on Etsy called Teresa Lynn Simple Luxe or Luxuries, I want to say. Here is the wax. It is 100% soy, and this was a part of her mystery bundle, and she included this wax clam shell. And this one, since it's a mystery, she doesn't have any scent notes, but it is 3+ ounces or 90 grams. It's also a little bit hard to open this up. So I didn't want to use 2 cubes, but I felt like I needed to. Again, because this is soy, it's very, very soft. And yeah, this was a bit disappointing because while I really like the scent, I'm only basing it off of what I can smell because there are no scent notes, but it does smell like some very polished wood, leathery scent, almost like unisex, leaning masculine, if not masculine. But I have 2 cubes, right, in my Scentsy warmer, and I can't really smell it anymore. So I had it on over the course of 2 days. The first day, I only had it on for about 3 hours, and I was able to smell it mainly half of my room. So my room's like a medium-sized room. What is it, like 20 by 16, 20 by 13? And it only scented up like half of it. And then the other half of the room, I feel like it slowly decreased to 0 on the opposite corner. So I had to be really close to the warmer. And then the second day that I'm warming it, which is today, I don't really get much. So versus on the listing on Etsy, it says that 1 cube, yeah, each square is tested to provide robust scent for 24 to 32 hours in an 800 square foot space. So I'm not getting that. So I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I need to use maybe a tea light, if I need to use, yeah, like it needs to be heated up even more because I know soy wax, it has a different melting point than paraffin. So I think what I decided is for Teresa's wax or maybe any type of soy wax, I'm going to have to use a tea light warmer. I don't have one, so I'm going to put this in my candle crock. But all the other ones were good. Of course, the Scentsy one is going to work well in the Scentsy warmer. Emily's wax, TheCandleNurse, I know that she says that you can use it in a Scentsy warmer or a hot plate and it'll perform well. And it does, and it has. ScentSationals always works. I feel like I've never had a ScentSational wax that didn't perform in any type of warmer. So I think this one's just strong. And then Angela's wax from Bootsnmascara, it did pretty well in my Scentsy warmer. So yeah, those were all the waxes that I warmed and melted this week. Let me see, what is my favorite? Okay, for sure, candle, this one, love it. It does smell a bit more perfumey though when I use my candle lamp. I don't know if it would smell differently if I used my candle crock. However, I don't want to take that risk because I feel like the candle crock heats up all the liquid, and I feel like if I use a lamp, in my mind, somehow it'll last longer. Okay, out of all of these, oh my gosh, this was a pretty good week. All right, so out of these, which one was my favorite? Here, I think an easier question is what was my least favorite? I'd have to say, unfortunately, it was Teresa's wax, just because one, it wasn't really my scent, but that's fine because it was like a mystery option. But it just didn't really perform well, so that's the reason why. ScentSationals performed well, but I feel like it wasn't really my scent. And then all of these are pretty good. Oh gosh, sudden death. All right, I think the next one would be Emily's because I like very foodie and fruity scents. And this one's a little bit more elevated, but I love it when I'm in the mood for it, if that makes sense. But this one did perform well. Okay, next one. Okay, next one would be cherry almond pie. Really enjoyed it. I wish it had just a sprinkle more of the pie crust note, but did perform well, and I did use 2 cubes. So super happy with this one. I did notice that in Angela's video, and I think I was a bit late to purchase it on her Etsy shop, but she did have one that said cherry baguette, which I think that one has like a French baguette note. I'm assuming. I think I would like that slightly more than this one. So while this one is good, I think that while warming, I would want a little bit less almond and a little bit more pie crust and a little bit more cherry. But yeah. Ooh, and then this one, it just brought a smile to my face. The Scentsy Cake Mead Paradise, just because it has that very nice tropical Skittles, tropical Starburst type of a candy scent. Really enjoyed it. And I think it's perfect right now for the weather. It's still a bit hot, and while my AC now finally works, I still don't really like burning candles that often in this weather because I can feel it because I open up my windows and I have very huge, huge windows that the heat still transfers over. But yeah, those were my thoughts and my reviews on what I have been warming and melting this week. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a great day. Okay, bye.